President Trump, can you get a peace deal done in Ukraine? How confident are you, sir?
To work out where we can land there. It would have been much more convenient landing there as opposed to flying many extra hours. So we are very surprised. This is not Winston Churchill that we're doing.
The 12-day war, the conflict now in Iran, you can see that when it comes to energy, for the summit was very much to reset the relationship. The UK-Ireland relationship getting onto a much better footing.
Prime Minister, why are we here?
Well, today we're rolling out the extension of school-based nurseries. So the next tranche, they're very, very popular because this is free childcare from 9 months to 4 years. So for parents, that saves a lot of money. But it also means by being school-based, it's really convenient because if parents have children already in the school, then they can drop children at the nursery at the same place. And so it's very popular. I'm really pleased that we're rolling it out. And I know that, the cost of living is always the number one issue in the minds of people across the country. I think particularly so at the moment with the conflict in Iran. People are really worried about the impact it will have on them. And it's really important for me to emphasise that this government always has the cost of living centre of our mind when we're making decisions, including in relation to nurseries, which is so important to families who've got young children.
Okay, on the cost of living, what do you hope to get from today's meeting at Cobra? Why is the Bank of England governor there? And will you bring any extra measures to put in place to deal with those cost of living concerns? Boss of British Gas says we should be drilling in the North Sea, for example.
Well, Cobra is the opportunity at the highest level to bring people together on matters of real significant national importance. Obviously, Cobras are usually used for sort of military considerations, consular considerations, but I think with the Iran war, most people are very concerned now, not only what they're seeing on their screens in relation to the conflict itself, but also that question of how's it going to affect me. Today we're looking at the economic impact and I am asking for every lever that's available to the government to deal with the cost of living to be discussed at Cobra. Hence we've got the Bank of England and others there. But I want to make sure that when it comes to cost of living, we're doing everything we possibly can at a very difficult period like this.
Okay. Elsewhere today, 4 ambulances belonging to the Jewish emergency service have been attacked or set on fire in an attack on a London synagogue. Do you have any comment on this appalling attack and have police found or caught the perpetrators?
Well, this is a horrific anti-Semitic attack. And of course, my thoughts, I think all of our thoughts, will be with those in the vicinity, the residents who are understandably very concerned, a Jewish community across the country deeply concerned. I've already been in touch with community leaders this morning and will continue to do so during the day. But anti-Semitism has no place in our society, and it's really important that we all stand together at a moment like this.
And just finally, on the war in Iran, how safe are we from Iranian missiles if 2 were fired at the Chagos Islands, as we now know? How close did one get? Why keep this a secret, as some say? And how was your call last night with Donald Trump?
Well, no missiles hit the Chagos Islands, as you know. There were 2 heading in that direction. And it's really important that we call out these reckless acts by Iran against British interests, British lives, against our allies in the Gulf region. And that is why we're standing with our allies. That's why my number one concern is protecting British interests and British lives. That's why we've got a defensive action going on in the region, and we will continue to do so. But these are reckless acts. And we need to do everything we can, and we will do everything we can to protect our interests and our lives.
Are we in range here?
I'm sorry?
Are we in range here for missiles?
Well, look, we carry out assessments all the time in order to keep us safe, and there's no assessment that we're being targeted in that way at all. But of course, it's my job to ensure that British interests, British lives are always uppermost in my mind. What we need here is de-escalation. We need and that's why we had a statement from a number of countries last week about what we need to do about the Strait of Hormuz, which obviously needs careful coordination and a viable plan. But it's very important we defend our interests, we defend British lives, but without getting dragged into the war. And that's the clear divide I've put in place. Yes, defend our interests, defend British lives. No, not get dragged into the war.
Sir Keir Starmer, thank you.
Thank you.
It's an extension of us.
I'm holding this because, I just how to justify this.
Exactly.
You know, yeah.
Well, there is no justification.
There's no, is there? No. How do they justify?
Not a penny for